Hey artists, today's video is a sketchbook tour of this recently completed Temu sketchbook. I'll be showing you all the references that I use for my sketches, as well as all the supplies, and there are loads of different supplies for this one. And yeah, talk to you a little bit more about the sketchbook, the price, and what it's good for, and let's watch the video. Okay, so this is the sketchbook that I will be giving you a tour of today. I just completed it yesterday. It is from Temu. The brand is Mo Yao, and I am not a Temu affiliate in any way. I'm not here to support their business, but I am a sketchbook person and I just wanted to try all the different sketchbooks that are out there. So I went on Temu and I saw a couple of different ones, and this is one of them. It's mixed media and it is A5 size. So A5 is half of A4. I have been enjoying it. It is less than 10 US dollars for 30 pages, and it's about 240 GSM it says, and it's cold press. So it's not 100% cotton. It is just regular cellulose paper. Mixed media usually is, and I wanted a low pressure sketchbook. I think everyone should have a low pressure sketchbook, meaning sketchbooks where you don't feel like you have to be super precious with it because it costs so much money. So this was actually a really good buy. Let me show you the other Temu one that I bought just because we're talking about it. This one's also from Temu, and it is just slightly more expensive because, well, it's bigger, it's square, and I'll link these two in the description below. As I said, I don't get any commission or kickbacks, but I know when I show these on my videos, you guys ask me about them. So yeah, there's they are. So this one is slightly less pages, it's square, and I am almost finished. Almost finished here. Just give you a really quick view. Just a couple more pages left and I'll be filming the sketchbook tour of this one soon, but this is the one we are already done, so let's get right into it. All right, so this is blue in color. Yeah, before we get right into it, because I finished this, I actually bought another one. It's exactly the same, but they have it in green as well. So yeah, just letting you know, I needed another low pressure sketchbook. Okay, you just need one, trust me. All right, so let's go. For the first page, I left it blank. I could paint on this, but I always like to use a double spread, and I'm not sure what this cover is made of. Actually, this cover is probably also the sketchbook paper, but anyway, I skipped the first page, and this is the first painting that I have. It is of a beautiful, if you guys follow me on my channel, you probably have seen this one before. It is from the beautiful book called Still Life by Doan Lai. She's a photographer, and I just love her photographs, and this peony painting was just a really loose sketch of this one. You know what? I'm pretty sure I have another one that I did as well. Let me check. Okay, look. I love this painting, so I've loved this photograph of Doan Lai so much. This was the very first one I did. This is from my Etcher Lab sketchbook, and I have a video all about this sketchbook and with a sketchbook tour that I'll link also in the description below if you want to go have a look. This was the very first one. It's just such a gorgeous photo of peonies to copy, to learn from, and make a painting from. So this is the very first one. I added a very bright blue background, and for this one I wanted to, you know, imitate the gradients, so I did that. I really loved it, and then I actually went to do a tutorial of these, and you can also find this on my channel. I don't publish full-length tutorials of my paintings anymore on YouTube, but I do have a couple that I still keep here on my channel, and this is one of them if you like to try it out. Love this painting. All right, let's keep going. That's just page one. Page one is already so strong, I feel, if I can say so myself. Let's keep going. And August 2024, so that's when I started this sketchbook. So just turning the page, and this one is a really rough sketch. I don't believe there were any reference photos. I think I wanted to try out this cobalt turquoise color that I have that I don't usually use on my palette. So this is what this is for. I use quite a bit of like neon pink as well. So just a casual spread. As I said, low pressure sketchbook, you'll find more sort of like non-precious kind of sketches in here. So this one, I believe I just wanted to, you know, practice sketching, practice all the sort of like shadow bits that I can create with the upturned petals. And this one here is actually from another book that I want to introduce to you. I might have mentioned this on my channel before, but this is called Flower Porn. It's actually a floral arrangement book by Kyva Kymans. She's from Australia. And yeah, it's basically a study of her photograph of these gorgeous anemones, I believe. And I think, you know, look at how it's informed my decisions of colors, the purples and browns, really purples and browns, using watercolor, the light and the darks to inform how I got these anemones. So you see, on cellulose paper, you still can, you know, learn and practice. All right, let's see, what do I have next? So this one is just basically a sketch. I don't remember the source of it anymore, probably something from Pinterest. And I also used a little bit of Neocolor tools here. Neocolor tools are from Caran d'Ache, the brand, and this is my Neocolor tool set. I occasionally show you this when I'm doing my sketchbook tours because it's quite often in my sketchbook that my Neocolor tools come out because I like to play the different textures. This is basically Neocolor tools. I believe this is the color. I can't even read the color name anymore because my eyesight is so bad. And also it just doesn't matter because it's kind of like a yellow ochre. So Neocolor tools are water soluble, so they actually I use water to go over it, the background. And this side I left blank. So just wanted to create a painting sketch that has the two different textures, I suppose. Yeah. All right, next, these are my autumn leaves tutorial. My autumn leaves live session that I did with my Patreons in November. I think this was the practice one actually. So in November, it was autumn in, you know, the Northern Hemisphere. And they're just such a great way to experiment with your moody autumn palettes. So this was the first one. I believe that the reference image is just on Pinterest. And then on the next page, I just painted the scene from my backyard. Very loose, very messy, just painted what I saw. If I can find a photograph of it, I will just pop it here in the edit as well. That's my little doggy, Dahlia. That's a little soccer goal that my kids play. And this is my little fire pit. So I says view 14 November 24. This is another autumn leaf one. This is the one that I think I did on my Patreon during the live that we had. Yeah, experimented with oranges and browns and greens and pinks and purples. And you know, autumn is not a flat one color. We can really get so much depth and color from it. So that was the whole class on my Patreon. If you're interested, check out my Patreon. I have a link below, 2 tiers, and in the inner circle tier is when you can come and paint live with me. All right, next up we have this peonies one. So I believe this one is still as a tutorial on my channel. Peonies, super loose, super nice, super easy to follow. The video is called 5 things that I've learned about watercolor. That also applies in real life, I believe. So I paint this while I talk, and this one, I believe, is from this reference photo. Also from the flower, this book, Still Life, the Wen Lai. And as you see, I just took elements of this peony and just turned it into a pattern here. And repeated this red one here, here, and here. So, and then this orange is from here. I love, 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 love using a reference photo and taking elements that I like and making it into my own composition. I often do that in my tutorials. So yeah, if you want to learn from me, Patreon's where it's at. All right, I'll stop plugging the Patreon thing. I just can't help it. All right, so this one is just my Meeden gouache set swatching. Let me show you my gouache set. All right, so yeah, I work with Meeden. They sent me papers and stuff to paint on, and I'm an affiliate of Meeden. And this was a gouache set that I requested. I said I wanted to try out some gouache. Can you show me some gouache that you have and that you could send me to try? And they sent me this. I really feel like looking at this, it's kind of like, I don't know, opaque and flat. Some of it is a bit streaky. So it's my honest opinion. It's a really good basic beginner's gouache set, and it has all the colors. And let me show you a couple of paintings I did from it. Just a couple of fun paintings that I made from my gouache set. These are a couple of peonies that I played with. This is a tutorial on my Patreon. This one I just did without recording, so it's just for fun. And also this is another one that's on my Patreon. So gouache is basically opaque, and all watercolor artists eventually will try to start painting gouache, okay? Actually, I have a gouache video. I have a gouache video where I talk about these paints more, so I won't go into it. Let's keep going. I'll link it in the description below. All right, so this one here is, ooh la la. I love this one because it's poppies. I love painting poppies. I love the personality of poppies, how they are so fragile and light and beautiful. So, and I painted this in a black background because I just love a dark background. I was just experimenting with it. I just want to show you as well the other one that I painted together at the same time. So this is the other Temu sketchbook that's a little bit, let me just zoom out, a little bit, now you can see all my mess. So a little bit longer as I open up the spread, and wanted to just share with you how I work in sketchbooks. I always have 2 or 3 going on at one time, so that when I paint something and I still feel the urge to do it again, I'll do it on another sketchbook, because as you know, watercolor takes a while to dry. I can't just flip and paint on the second one. So I have a couple going on. So these are the 2 sort of matching ones side by side. I use a lot of gold detailing with my Kuretake Gansai Tambi gold, which is this brand here. I also just did a review on these paints. Oh, everything links. Okay, so that is these poppies with a black background. Let's keep going. All right, this one is probably the ugliest, ugliest painting in this sketchbook. I don't know, I was just feeling like bored and wanted to paint flowers, and the colors I chose were a bit strange and muted. So yeah. This is a very, very loose landscape, which I believe okay, so I think I know what's going on here. So this painting, the one before and the one after, I think I used this Caran d'Ache gouache set, which I have and I occasionally use it, but I find the colors very primary, and when they mix sometimes they get a bit muddy, so I don't use it a lot. So I believe, for example, this green here is probably this green, and yeah, it's just me trying to make use of all the supplies that I have to experiment, and that's what a sketchbook is for. This is my Yarra River. I think I will definitely have a picture of this. I'll pop it here as well to show you the reference. Gosh, I have lots of work in the editing process, don't I? Okay, next. This is, as you can see, a little bit different in style-wise. I kind of like outlined and drew the flowers more than painted each petal. I don't know what inspired this. I just felt like trying something new one day. Don't know where the reference photo is. It's just one layer. I didn't go back in. So yeah, floral doodle. I didn't even put the date. Okay, this is a page with my Daniel Smith 24 color extra fine watercolor set. I have a video on this. If you're interested, this was gifted to me by my husband on during Christmas. So this is just a swatch of this. Looking at this now, it's so interesting when I look back at all my swatches now. Oops. It feels really transparent, and you really can see the graininess of some of the colors, and that is really quite a feature of Daniel Smith. The granulation is what I mean. Like Daniel Smith watercolor are known to be very granulating, so that is what I see now looking at this. So good to have your swatches in a sketchbook and not just flying around all over. Okay, this is really one of my most favorite landscape paintings I've ever done. I will definitely put the photo here. This is a beach that we went to while camping, and I was just trying it out, and I love that the swirls I made was inspired by the photograph. So yeah, I love this. I need to date this. Okay, what do we have? Buff titanium. So this page is me dedicating to what buff titanium, the color, which is a Daniel Smith color, how it mixes with a different color. Because when I posted my Daniel Smith video, everyone says buff titanium is great for mixing. So I mixed buff titanium into all these different colors. And what I found is that it feels like it's just adding white or adding a chalkiness to it. And I even wrote, I don't get it, just makes paint chalky. But I get it. If you like that, then great for you. In fact, I actually love all these. So I feel like with buff titanium really blends well with the earth tones. These are gorgeous, more so than these. So anyway, that was just a little experiment. This is a self-portrait. Oh, I love it. So in fact, oh my God, I'm actually wearing the same singlet right now. So when I do the intro, you'll get to see it maybe a little bit. I was watching Sandy Hester on YouTube. I love her so much. And the video was about self-portraits. And one of the techniques she used is she said, she just put a mirror in front of her and she paints. That's exactly what I did. So I had a mirror, I put it in front of my desk and I painted. It's interesting, it's a bit of a mess, but you know what? It's fine. And I love that I got the color swirls in my shirt. I love the paintings in the background, my shelf that you see in my videos. Yep, it's all here. All right, next. This is another very simple floral thing. I think I painted the background with some leftover gouache maybe. And then I came back the next day and I just used the gouache. Yeah, gouache to paint these ditzy little florals. Okay, so this is also something I actually really, really like. I painted the flowers first, just very from my imagination, and I you know, tried to flow the stems and the leaves in an organic patterny way. And then I just put a black background. So by the way, the black that I use for all these black backgrounds is actually from this set. This black here, Caran d'Ache, gouache black, or I will actually use the black from my Kuretake Gansai Tambi. Because I feel like with black, actually I don't even have watercolor black, that's why, so I just grabbed that black. If you have watercolor black, I'm sure ivory black, Mars black will work. All right, this is my orchids, also from this gorgeous book, Flower Porn, actually. And this is one of my, I turned this into a Patreon tutorial. So there, orchids, that's all I can say. All right, next one I have here is my palette, February 2025. So I use this big Shinhan palette usually. This is my OG palette filled with many different brands that I buy and I like. And I wanted to actually reduce all my paints and put them in a smaller palette. which is this one. And currently it's got some paints in it. So it takes less space on my desk, and you know, I don't have all these extra colors that I never touch anyway. So what I did is I swatched it all out, and I did a tick on the colors that I use and I really want, and I left those which I don't use, with the intention of reducing my 43 well to 24, I think. But I never got around to it, and I'm still indecisive whether I should reduce all my paints. Let me know in the comments how you feel, what your palette setup is like, and if you think I should stick with this one, because I realized that 24 might just be a little bit too small. And now looking at this, I just love this whole little section here with my earthy stuff, and I don't know if I can let it go. So that's that. That's this page. What's next? This is also just a rough gouache, yeah. It's from Women of Flowers Mia gouache set. Oh my gosh, Mia gouache, seriously? I don't even remember doing this. So I bought this from Singapore, an art shop in Singapore, and I've never tried the brand before. Yeah, I don't know. I was in the gouache mode, and I think it turned out quite nice. I feel like I would love to experiment with gouache a lot more, because there is a certain freedom of going light and then going dark and then going light, and not being, kept in that whole like, oh no, I cannot go light anymore world. So I like that. All right, these are some orchids from Women of Flowers book, which is the newest vintage book that I have. I need to flip and find this now. Whoopsie. So this is this beautiful book, Women of Flowers, and a tribute to Victorian women illustrators. And if you know me, I love my vintage florals. There we go. And not only that, when I looked at this painting, I felt like it was very vintage pastel-y. And then I remembered I have a vintage pastel set. There we go. By, I believe it's called Art Philosophy now. They've changed name a few times. Prima Marketing, Art Philosophy. Anyway, I bought this like, I don't know, 4 years ago, when I was really in this like crazy experimenting with different sets thing. And this is what I got from it. Very similar actually. So with this set, it's quite limited. Obviously, you don't have your typical bright stuff, but I still managed to paint with that. But what I actually want to show you is I really love this painting so much. I did it again, and I used my Kuretake Gansai Tambi paints. Sorry if this video is becoming a bit crazy and convoluted, but I used my Gansai Tambi paints to paint it again. And this is one of my latest Patreon tutorial. I love it. Really nice. I enjoyed that so much. Okay. So many products, so many experiments, so many references. Okay, so what do we have here? Now, this is just a page with, I put here sap green. So I think I was just testing all the different sap greens. That's right, which I have a few different sap greens that I want to choose for my palette. So I've got PwC, Shinhan, Rembrandt, Holbein, M. Graham. What do you think? Which sap green is most your vibe? And then I've got, yeah, basically this was a test of what colors I want to put in. So I have these two golds, Mission Gold, Green Gold, M. Graham, Nickel Gold. Which one? And then of course all the different like pinks. I've got, Quinn Rose from M. Graham, blah, blah. Anyway, this is a page of trying stuff out. All right, so this is a page of testing my new additional Kuretake Gansai Tambi additional 12 color set that I got a couple of weeks ago. So I swatched it and made some comparison to how the values when it's light and when it's dark, and I made a little painting from it. Yes, this is the Kuretake Gansai Tambi set. So basically I swatched my previous old set here. These are orchids, small orchids. I was in an orchids phase. So this one is really muted and stuff because I think I layered it a couple of times. I'm not sure if I used gouache or was it nail colors? I don't know. I don't know. And then we get to the last page. I don't even know if I'm done with this. I painted this yesterday, but I wanted to get the video out today, so it's here. And this last page is from Still Life by Do and Lai. Simple, one layer, I'm not done with it. I need to put a background. And there, finished. I did not finish that last page again, but that's it. Less than $10, low pressure sketchbook filled with lots of different swatches and paintings. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment. Let me know which sketch maybe inspired you, what sketchbooks you use, what brands you like. Have you tried this one before? And if you want to learn from me, check out my Patreon. I put that in the link as well. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.